Hello, welcome to ITEXPS YouTube video series. Today we are going to talk about 50 Python interview questions along with their answers. What is Python? Python is a high-level, interpreted, and general-purpose programming language known for its simplicity and readability. What is PEP 8? PEP 8 is the style guide for Python code. It provides guidelines on how to format Python code to enhance readability and maintain consistency. How do you comment in Python? Use the hash symbol to add a single-line comment. For multi-line comments, you can use triple quotes or. What are Python decorators? Decorators are functions that modify the behavior of other functions. They allow you to add functionality to existing functions without changing their code. Explain the difference between lists and tuples. Lists are mutable, can be modified after creation, and tuples are immutable, cannot be modified after creation. What is a Python lambda function? A lambda function is an anonymous function defined using the lambda keyword. It can take any number of arguments but can only have one expression. How do you handle exceptions in Python? Use the try, except, and optionally finally blocks to handle exceptions. The try block contains the code that may raise an exception, and the except block handles the exception. What are Python generators? Generators are functions that use the yield keyword to return data one item at a time. They allow you to iterate over large datasets without loading the entire dataset into memory. How can you open and read a file in Python? Use the open function to open a file and the read method to read its contents. Explain the difference between range and range in Python. In Python 2, range creates a list, while range creates a generator. In Python 3, range behaves like Python 2's range. What is the difference between deep copy and copy? Deep copy creates a new object and recursively copies all mutable objects it contains. Copy creates a new object and copies references to the original objects. What is a namespace in Python? A namespace is a mapping of names to objects. It allows you to avoid naming conflicts and organizes names into distinct logical groups. How can you make a shallow copy of a list in Python? You can use slicing or the copy method of the list to create a shallow copy. Explain Python's global interpreter lock. The GIL is a mutex used in Python to prevent multiple native threads from executing Python bytecodes at once. It limits multi-core processing for CPU-bound tasks in a multi-threaded environment. How do you handle file input-output in Python? Use the open function to open a file in different modes like R for reading, W for writing, A for appending, etc. Do not forget to close the file after use. What is the purpose of init in Python classes? Init is a constructor method that initializes the attributes of a class when an object is created. How do you make a post request in Python? Use libraries like request to make HTTP post requests. Explain Python's garbage collection mechanism. Python uses a reference counting mechanism along with a cyclic garbage collector to manage memory and automatically deallocate objects that are no longer referenced. What is the use of pass statement in Python? Pass is a null operation statement that does nothing. It is used as a placeholder when a statement is syntactically required, but no action is desired. How can you find the current working directory in Python? Use os-get-cwd from the os module to get the current working directory. How can you remove duplicate elements from a list? You can use set or a loop to remove duplicates from a list. What are Python decorators used for? Decorators are used to modify the behavior of functions or methods. They are commonly used for logging, authentication, and memoization. What is the ifName main block used for? It allows you to control the execution of code when the script is run as the main program. The code inside this block only runs if the script is not imported as a module. How do you create a virtual environment in Python? Use the venv module to create a virtual environment Python mvenv-myaf. What is the purpose of str and repr methods in Python classes? Str is used to return a user-friendly string representation of an object, while repr provides a more unambiguous representation, usually used for debugging. How do you handle multiple exceptions in Python? You can use multiple except blocks or a tuple of exception types in a single except block to handle multiple exceptions. Explain the concept of name mangling in Python. Name mangling is the process of adding a prefix to attribute names in a class to make them harder to accidentally overwrite in subclasses. It is done using the format attribute. How do you reverse a string in Python? Use string slicing to reverse a string mystring -1. What is the difference between is and equalto in Python? Is checks if two objects reference the same memory location, while equalto checks if the values of two objects are equal. How can you convert a string to an integer in Python? Use the int function myInt=int mystring. Explain list comprehensions in Python. List comprehensions are a concise way to create lists. They allow you to generate a new list by applying an expression to each item in an existing iterable. What is the purpose of init.python and a Python package? Init.python makes a directory a Python package, and it is executed when the package is imported. How do you find the length of a string in Python? Use the len function length equal to len mystring. What is the use of the super function in Python? Super is used to call a method from a parent class, allowing for cooperative multiple inheritance. How do you convert a list of strings to a single string in Python? Use the join method single-string equalto.join list of strings. What is the purpose of self in a Python class method? Self is the conventional name for the first parameter of a class method. It refers to the instance of the class and allows access to its attributes and methods. How can you sort a list of dictionaries based on a specific key in Python? Use the sorted function with a lambda function as the key argument. Sorted list equalto sorted list of dicts, key equal to lambda x key. What is the new method in Python classes? New is a special method used to create a new instance of a class before init is called. It is rarely used directly. How do you handle user input in Python? Use the input function to read user input as a string. You may need to convert it to the desired data type. Explain the use of the with statement in Python. The with statement is used to manage resources, such as file handling or database connections. It ensures that resources are properly released after use. How can you copy an object in Python? You can use the copy module or the copy method of objects to create a shallow copy. What is the purpose of call in Python classes? Call allows an object to be callable like a function. It is invoked when the object is called with parentheses. How do you find the index of an element in a list? Use the index method. Index equalto mylist.indexElement. Explain the sys.argv list in Python. Sys.argv is a list that contains command line arguments passed to a Python script. Sys.argv0 is the script name itself. How do you check if a key exists in a dictionary? You can use the in keyword to check if a key exists in a dictionary of key in mydict. What is the difference between shallow copy and deep copy? A shallow copy creates a new object but references the same internal objects. A deep copy creates a new object and recursively copies all the internal objects. How do you round a floating point number to a specific decimal place in Python? Use the round function. Rounded number equalto round float number, num decimal places. Explain the itertools module in Python. The itertools module provides a collection of functions for creating and working with iterators and iterable objects. How can you remove white space from the beginning and end of a string in Python? Use the strip method. Trimmed string equal to myString.strip. What is the purpose of the del method in Python classes? Del is a destructor method called when an object is about to be destroyed and deallocated from memory. However, it is not recommended to use this method explicitly due to potential complications with the garbage collector. Thank you for watching this video. We provide hands-on training with labs, homework, group projects. Prepare you for the certification. Provide real projects. Internship opportunities. Support you and resume LinkedIn. Staffing support. Provide tech references. In-person online class. Class retake options and more. Call us at 847-350-9034 for your free career consultation meeting. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for the latest videos.